No worries.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Where there's people, there is power. Justice in our time.
No worries.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Where there's people, there is power. Justice in our time. Good morning, everyone. Today we have another episode of Unheralded Heroes, and I've got a guest that I just saw last week, who's a very serious man when it comes to food industry and getting people into retail markets. And today I'd like to welcome Mr. Colin Mordi of Spill the Beans. Tell us more about yourself,
Hello,
Mr. Mordi.
everyone.
I've
Hi,
been
Sean.
trying to get you on for a long time.
Yeah. I know, man. It's been busy, man, but I'm here. Ready to get stuck in. Obviously, have a conversation. See what's happening, and yeah, man, and engage with your community, man. Because I'm obviously excited to hear what you guys do as well, and what you guys do. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm all ears.
Ju- just going forward, since we went to the event last week, obviously, my wife and I'd just like you to tell the listeners of how your journey started and how you got on in May, jumping over the barriers and obstacles to get to the level that you got to so quickly, to be fair, because I was talking about it at the event, said 5 events, and he's gone from being in Peckham to this big infrastructure engineering institute and getting all these major brands to come out and give people the heads up and the 411 on how to get into the industry, where people scrambled around for years and can't break through the gatekeepers, can't get anywhere apart from maybe their local shop.
Yeah. No, so hi everyone. So basically, the event just started by I would go to like various like industry events, like food and drink, like conferences, and networking events, and I'll say like I'll look around and I'll be like, there wasn't really anyone or people there that looked like me or I could identify with.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'd been in the industry for about 10 years.
Okay.
It originally started as a food blog. So I would promote independent food brands across social media, especially Twitter, when it was Twitter, and Instagram. So I would go around lunch show, IFE show, food speciality, just looking at different producers that I can collaborate with and connect with and feature on my blog. And then from that, because I had a tiny little network that was still going, people in the scene, I wanted to put in an event that the industry, the people from the community can identify with. So I had no funds or anything like that. I was subsidizing it by working night times as a cleaner at King's College. And the first venue was at a co-working space, Hatcham House,
Okay.
in Peckham, and it was a capacity of about 50 people. Like Sean, like it was so small, you couldn't swing a cat. As soon as you open the door, yeah, the door's hitting the bar. Literally, that's how that you fall in as soon as you walk.
I remember Kayla told me. Kayla went to that one.
Yeah. You fall in, you walk in. That kind of vibe. It was very small and intimate, and I think I didn't even have funds for that until I told the I subsidized it or got a reduced rate. I told the manager, like the concierge manager, the venue manager, I said, right, I've got X amount. If we were to put your logo on every single social media post promoting you, he gave us like a 20-25% discount. That 20-25% discount allowed us to put together like goodie bags, to include it, just like a couple of snacks and stuff. And then from there, from our first event, we only had one tiny little one exhibitor. This was someone with their little they had a little air fryer doing patties, with their air fryer. And then our second event, we were able to get more exhibitors, but I think we got 2 or 3 exhibitors. But these times we were only charging like 30 quid per exhibit, just so that get them in the room, see what's happening, and this, that, and the other. And it was only from our second and third event is when we started getting retailers in, because our premise of the event is for producers to get their products in front of supermarket buyers and investors. So in our second event, we managed to get Crowdcube, which are like the crowdfunding online platform, for brands to raise money and finance, etc. And then from that, we started getting like Virgin Atlantic, food and beverage, hospitality department, Whole Foods, Tesco's, Selfridges. We had Selfridges at our very, very first event.
That's serious. Is that your very first one?
Yeah, our very, very first event. Very, very, very first event. We had Selfridges on the panel, like a member of Selfridges on the panel. How did you manage
to get them to come out? Because I thought they said, it's a bit small, or is it because of the BAME interest?
Yeah, no. So that was a little bit of it, but I already had a contact who was on my panel to be able to sit on the panel and was already a representative. And then when it got to our third one, because our third one we moved to Halifax.
That's the one. That's the first one I went to.
So Halifax, Halifax Bank in off Tottenham Court Road. That bank, is a 10 million build, the largest bank in Europe, and it's one of the largest banks in Europe. Sorry, in Tottenham Court Road. It used to be Top Man Top Shop. So as soon as you come out of Tottenham Court Road, it's across the road from there.
Yeah, of course.
So that event, we had space for 100 people and 15 exhibitors. 100 people and 15 exhibitors. So we went from a 50-60 space capacity in our first 2 events with 3 exhibitors to our third event, 100 capacity with 15 exhibitors. So that's to give you an idea into how we've grown and how we're growing. And then our event this year, which was we had one previously last week, like in July, but our first event of this year was in April at Goldsmiths University.
I went to that one as well. Remember?
Yeah, that had a capacity of 250. Yeah, because it was in a lecture hall. Yeah, so 250 people and 25 exhibitors. So we had double the people from our event in October, October 2024, basically. And then the one in July, we took on a 106 capacity with 13 exhibitors. And the difference between that is, yes, the numbers, but we wanted to make this one a little bit more intimate, because we had a downstairs, where like you got the auditorium, welcome desk, etc., etc. And then upstairs, where the catering is served, is the networking zone. So with that, we had brands just doing like one-to-one feedback sessions, people networking, etc., etc. So that's to give you an idea in terms of the scope, in terms of like what we're doing and how we're doing things and how we're slowly aim to grow, basically. Yeah.
That was serious though. So in terms of like, say, is it Mr. Right? Did you
Yes.
know him before, or is it you just met him from networking?
Yeah, so I knew him in terms of like just via LinkedIn
Okay.
and seeing that like various events and just chatting to him and working alongside him with people with brands that he knows and him supporting me he's been a great help in terms of like acting as a mentor because obviously uh he's more experienced in the whole FMCG. It would be wrong in the whole FMCG industry because he knows a lot of things. It would be wrong of me to like disregard it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course,
there are
yeah.
times where like nah, that's not gonna work. Or he'll say to me, "Now, Colin, that's not gonna work." But do you know why it's not gonna work? And I'll say to him, "No, I don't want to do that because do you know why it's not?" So
You bounce
it's
off
a
each
very
other.
respectful. Yeah, it's a conversation rather than don't do that, can't do that. It's more of like I don't think you should do this because or I think we should do this because X, Y, and Z. Because at the end of the day, right, it's he knows people within the industry. Obviously because people that he's been in this FMCG space for over 30 years. Do you know what I mean? Since for as long as
Could you tell everyone what FMGC stands for? Because they're
yeah, so the food, so fast moving consumer goods. So he's yeah, so within so if we're talking like food and beverage space, he's obviously been in that food and beverage retail as a working for as a buyer for within the supermarket space. So he knows the whole what's it called?
the
The
requirements.
ecosystem and the things that people are trying to get into that state, people who are trying to get, to those listings and stuff, he'll be able to, steer them in the right direction. So that's the relationship in which we have, and it works, and it works very well. Yeah.
That's serious. Well, did he come to any of your previous ones? Did he?
Yeah, he was
I
the
never
one.
seen him in April. I don't think I saw him in April.
Yeah, he was there October, April, and October, April, and
Okay.
the one just there. Yeah, man. He was there. I think the reason why you didn't see him is because he was with his team, like around with his team, and they were doing like just networking, like feedback with various people. So
Okay.
that's why you hadn't seen him as much. So like you probably
Yeah,
did
probably
see,
face. Yeah, by
but you
face.
saw him like you
The
probably walked past,
distance.
and he was engrossed in doing a feedback or something like that. So yeah.
That's serious. That's a serious move. So, what's your plans ideally in terms of like the vision, the long term goal? What would you like to
Yeah,
do?
so I would say, so as you people who have been there last week, and as you we alluded to just before this interview, is the plan now is to move forward, is to plan to like grow it within the group. So what that looks like is to do 4 events per year, and those 4 events per year will be will be food and beverage, obviously, which is our sister flagship for what we're known for. But then it's going to be pet food and pet care, hair and beauty, health and supplements. So it's for like, because our tagline now, what we is like, providing multicultural events for all brands of all ethnicities. Yeah,
Okay.
because yes, it's touching on again to the next level and what we were known for and what we commonly do and what we do. But what we want to do is we don't want to be I don't want to be like a one trick pony. So I don't want to just do like, do you know what I mean? Food and beverage, food and beverage, food and beverage. What we want to do and what we're going to do is to do those other events as mentioned, and also in between do workshops. And what those workshops like is like, this is just off the top of my head. I'm just spitballing here. I'm just brainstorming here of what I'm saying is like, so the workshop could be something like how to kickstart your branding, your packaging,
Okay.
how to do your food and drink marketing on a shoestring. How to do this, that, and the other. So we'll get like experts industry. It'll be on a very smaller scale to a Spill the Beans, yeah, but it will be on more like intimate because the people in that room will be so you don't have to be a food and beverage thing for, or you don't have to be in pet care or whatever to go to these
Yeah, of course.
workshops.
Yeah,
You know
definitely.
and you know what I'm saying? So
It's
how
like
to
getting discounted consultancy.
yeah, how to
Yeah,
kickstart your
because
yeah, how to kickstart your finance, how to you know what I mean, how to bootstrap your business, how to be creative with your marketing, all those kind of like things that startup,
crucial.
yeah, do predominantly need that help with, but what you can get it in at a one-stop shop, under one roof from industry experts that already they have the years of obviously years in it, but industry expert that already have an event that already work with producers and does events throughout the year in that particular industry. But to come along to the workshops, you don't have to be like in hair and beauty. You don't have to be in food and drink. You don't have to do pet care. You don't have to be in hair health and supplements. You can be in any industry and still get the knowledge, the gem, the inspiration. Do you know what I mean? To be able to propel, to kickstart your
that's
business.
helping the people.
Yeah, and it's helping the people. It's helping the people whatever they want to do. Yeah, at whatever stage, because people always think, because not always, but some of the questions that I get on the Spill the Beans is like, oh, do you have to be in a retailer to come along? Do you have to be in like Selfridges, Sainsbury's, Tesco's? No. Or oh, I'm not really very big, so it's not for me. It's for the big players, or I'm too small, or whatever. This, that, and the other. It's like, or I don't have a big budget to supplement into stores. And I'm like, you don't have to be. Your brand doesn't have to be flying off the shelf. If it's flying off the shelf, great, cool, good luck to you. Continue. But if it's not flying off the shelf, whole idea is that to come along, get some nuggets, get a bit, you know what I mean? Get some refreshments in you and get some contacts, whether it's someone does branding, packaging, marketing, whatever. You could get a contact from, you can find someone. So for example, one person can do biscuits, another mate can do teas, right? That's a goodie, that's a gift bag right there, coming up to Christmas. And you can, I mean,
yeah,
well, that's
I agree.
Yeah, because they do go hand in hand. It doesn't have to be like set in stone. So it's a win-win for the producers, because they get to find other producers who are in their what's it called? Who are in their the same ecosystem, the same thing as them. And then it's just for them people to just work together and see what they can do within that space of time, basically.
And that's why I wanted you to come on the Unheralded Heroes, because what we're trying to do is make sure people like you that's behind the scenes, that's doing serious work for the community, more than the average person, yeah? And show them and say, look, you don't have to be a musician, a sports star, you know, some kind of celebrity or influencer, because there's a lot of people every day that you walk past, you would never know the kind of things they're doing to uplift people.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to shine more of a light on people like yourself, because there's a lot of people, oh, where's the role models? You don't have to be on the streets or be a former convict to be reformed to get anywhere in life, from coming from where we're coming from. And that's why I'm glad when you said about, you know, when you said you had to supplement yourself, subsidize it by working at nights and things like that. It's a thing that I had to go through as well myself. So
no, of course, and I get it, and it's not me flexing and saying, oh man, you know, glamorizing the what, you know, the hustle culture. You got to do this, you got to do this, you got to get, you know what I mean? You got to get up at 2 a.m., have an ice bath, you know what I mean? Read a book for an hour before you deep fall. No. People work differently. So for me, I tend to work best first thing in the morning. Yeah. By about 2-3 o'clock, I can't be bothered. Yeah. Especially because it's been hot this past week. Yeah. So I was getting up earlier and earlier because it was hot. Yeah. And doing deep work when the sun's beaming, you can only do so much. You're sweating, you're doing this, you're doing that. You can only do so much. So what I tend to do is I make sure that I've got a good plan. I work to a deadline. I've got a good plan, making sure things are ticking over. So if I'm working on something, I'm not standing by an email waiting for someone to get back to me. I'm chatting to the next person, because I know that it could be a time where that person gets back to me and it's like, no, it's good, man. I've sorted it. Don't worry. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them ones, because in this industry, especially, it's especially events, right? You know, obviously, because you've done events, and you attend events as a producer and as a general Joe public, so you've seen it from all angles. So you know that, and I didn't know this until I was knee deep in a spill the beans, that it's not just about turning up to an event and you see the chairs there, the teas and coffees there, the mic there. Before that, a venue that organizer has worked with the venue and worked with their event management team to make sure, looking at to time it with the agenda that they've gone through. And they've allocated a buffer just in case, I don't know, just in case there's a problem with the mic, just in case there's a power cut, give a little buffer here. What do we do if what do we do if the tech, what do we do if the tech's not, if playing up, okay, if the tech plays up, we'll send them upstairs, get the teas and coffees, there'll be teas and coffees there, so then we bring them downstairs once it's all sorted. They can't just sit there. You can do an element where you guys talk amongst yourself while we're just in it. Then it's like, right, we've had an issue, this all that happens, you guys, there's teas and coffees, go upstairs, we'll call you down in the next 5-10 minutes. Then, because then that way you ain't got everyone all watching you, do you know what I mean, while you're fixing the tech. When they're all upstairs, they're having their teas and coffees, chilling, then you're fixing the tech, they come back downstairs, and then it's all forgotten about. That's why, so we didn't have tech issues per se, but if we did, what would have...
You're prepared for it.
Prepared for it, because I don't know whether you knew, but last week, there was ice cream. There was see? But that's because I knew, obviously I checked the weather and I knew it was going to be night. I knew it was going to be hot, but imagine there was a technical problem and I said ice cream. But this time there was no technical problem, but people still had ice cream. But the ice cream would have been a good technical resolver. You know what I mean? Would have been like, we've got ice cream, people. Yeah, bring out the ice cream quick. Like, people just been having their ice cream. But that was a good little buffer for because it was hot. And it was a good little conversation starter with people. What flavor are you having? So, but obviously that was pre-planned. You can't just get ice cream. You can get ice cream, but you can't just, that would have to be delivered. Logistics have to be
in the heat.
That was in the heat. Who's delivering it? How are they delivering it? But how are we going to give it to the people then? Are we going to give it in tubs? Are we going to distribute it in cups? I mean, but that was all planned a week in advance. Do you know what I mean? Like this time last week. So that was all planned a week in advance. So getting everything set and everything sorted. But it's going back to what you said, what you asked, and what you touched on. It is a slog, but because we've got things in place to allow it to run as smooth as it can be, it's the thing that people don't. It's the thing that see, no one's gonna see it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because we've already got things in place. I've got a team that helps put it together. And yes, there are still improvements that needed to be made.
It's funny enough. You see your team. Did you know them all from your student days, or is it just people you picked up along the way?
My advisory team or my team?
The team that team doing helping with the logistics.
No, they are from the person who handles my content. My content creator. I went to school with her mum, like primary school, secondary school. Okay. I know her like that. My number 2, like my event assistant, went to secondary school, and best man at his wedding and that. One of groomsmen at his wedding. Like my host went to uni, wedding. You know what I mean? That kind of so people in my close team. Yeah,
progressive.
I've known them for 20 years deep. Like 20 years deep. There's no if, buts, or maybes in my That's how strong and that's how it is. Do you know what I mean? Like
you were saying, Colin, about your friends.
So as a close team, I've known them for years, sort of like thing. So yeah. So I've known them for years. The people in the close team.
Wedding. That's no joke. God, you see what you've done there. I tried to do with my day ones coming up from school and university. But they wasn't as progressive as your people. They were more into the party life and socializing. They said, I'm not, the entrepreneur thing is too much thing for me, Sean.
It's hard, bro. it's one of them ones where like you can't really glamorize it. You shouldn't glamorize it or not glamorize it, but it's very hard. It's very hard to yeah. It's just very hard. It's very hard to gauge because you on one hand the media or something are glamorizing the life of being, you know, the whole entrepreneur, you know, you're by the beach, money coming in, passive income, but it's not like that. Only the very few. So you've got to have like systems in place. Obviously, I'm not the be all obviously of it, but you've got to have systems in place to just you just got to have just systems in place, really. And just you just got to have systems in place really to just make sure that you've got you've got to have things in place really. And just make sure that it's all sorted, man, really, and you've got things in place, people helping you, people know their role and things like that, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but to have so much trusted people, because like for me, there's only Kayla and my friend Kingsley. Other people, I can't. And see what you're doing, I could that kind of event there. Unless I had industry professionals helping me, or I personally hired them and paid them, I couldn't run it like that with people.
Nah, you could. Like,
because
you know what it is. Do you know what it is? It's just having people. It's just
trustworthy, reliable.
Yeah, it's just reliable. They don't all have to be entrepreneurial mindset. They don't have to all have the mind, but it's just people you can rely. Because the moment they know that you're doing, the moment they know that you're doing, your thing, yeah, and things like that, it's, I don't know, it's like, so long as they know, yeah, and they've been briefed and they know, listen, this ain't no jolting. This is us, you know. This is for us. This is, you know, this is my business. You know what I mean? And as long as they know during that set time that they've got to be there, that set time,
bang on the money.
They do before or after that, after the event, they can do what they want. I couldn't but during it and before the event, yeah, cool, do what you want. But during the event, it's your time. It's your business. It's your time. After the event, when the event's done, they can do what they want. Do you know what I'm saying? So long as you literally streamline it like that, and you tell them that, then yeah.
No, but to be fair, even the initial of getting them on board, because like you see, like what you done there, I had to tell my dad, I said, look, we do these events. I said, look, one of them, my sister's 18th. I said, look, I'm gonna hire out the VIP area where I still work as a doorman, yeah, at university.
Yeah.
Said, look, we go in there. I said, I'll hire it out. This is the time it is. This is the DJ I'm going to use. This is the venue. And they'd be like, oh, well, you know, Sean, I'm not sure about that. I said, yeah, but look, they said, I'm trying to think. I said, eventually, if I can grow it, I can start handing out more money to you lot. Or obviously, my day ones that look after me, I will look after them. That's how I operate. You know it from when we was young.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But then a lot of them, it's a roll up late. So at one point, I had to be like flyering myself, even though I had two of the flying girls that worked for the club, that thing. I'd have to fly.
I know what you mean. Like people
I used to put the flyers on at that time. A high five was the thing for social media. So
high five, yeah.
And I put on Facebook. I had to be doing like that. Then the DJ came late, so I had a mix disc for another event. So I put it in the player. So even though I played on a loop, I had it thing until he arrived. Then I said, look, because of that, I'm gonna have to charge you less. I'm gonna have to reduce your money, you see, because you come late. Even though the event popped off still, people at the end of the night, they're like, it's so good. And then people I didn't expect to came out. From my woman's old sixth form and people that I hadn't seen for years. Said, how do you know about this? I said, we saw the thing. But they don't really interact with me day to day. So that was an eye opener when I done my first nightclub event. I find it admirable and amazing that you've grown up. This is where you're blessed. Where a lot of people, you must have never kind of downset it, because to have people from day ones so many as well, not one or two, that you can rely on to help you function. is a serious thing.
No, of course. I had to do it in a sense that like I you know, like you see like footballers do it a lot, like sports people do it a lot, like the people who are their agents or on their thing. That you always find that it's either their brother, a family member, best friend, or someone they grew up with. Always, you always find, or it's their auntie or something, or whatever, yeah. Who is their agent, who deals with their this, that, and the other, because they've known them for time. They got their best interests in this, that, and the other, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Best
Whereas
interest.
if I was to start, oh yeah, I need to find out. Oh yeah, I need to find this. Oh yeah, I need a contact creator. I need this, that, and the other. It's like my content creator, yeah. She is about to go uni, yeah. So she's at college, and she does like film and television, like producing or videography or something like that.
Okay.
She wants to go into film, like producing and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the next thing to learn your craft? I said, listen, yeah. Originally she was doing photography, like behind the scenes, but then I thought, do you know what? Yeah, you're wasted just behind the camera, just as in like taking pictures. Do video reels like for social, and that's what she loves doing. Yeah. So she does like my behind the scenes. If you see like my LinkedIn or you see my on our IG page, you'll see like very soon you'll see like videos dropping there of what she's done, of their videos from her that she's like converted into reels. Because I'm very big on like, I hate using the term like I'm their boss. I'm not your boss. Like, do what you need to do. But I don't care how you do it, so long as you're comfortable in doing it and you follow the brief, like the brief. If you've gone left on the brief a tiny bit, you might pick up something that I haven't seen. You might, and I'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh God, I didn't know you've made that sick, like done this, and it's like, yeah, Colin, because I thought it looked better there than because that's your craft. I'm not gonna be one of them people that like
micromanaging and like,
man. If you're good at what you do, you're making. Why am I gonna micromanage you? I don't get people that do that. Let them do their thing, because it makes it easier for you. Because if she's got a camera, yeah, she's doing all these videos and she's doing all of that, yeah, she doesn't need me to go to her and be like, oh, have you done that? Oh, what about that? Just film the thing, send me over the footage, do the little edits, safe, get on with your life. Because then it's gonna each event now, or each thing, she'll be doing it quicker. It's not about speed, but I'm just saying because she's more comfortable. So the first one will take long. The second one, not as long. The third one, yeah, done it in like 5 seconds. Fourth, you're doing them so quick, banging them up. And also because they're in the zone and they love doing videos. I'm not gonna say, move out from doing videos now, go back to doing photography. Because that's what I was on default settings. I thought you were a photographer. Well, you like photography, but your passion is more doing videos. So I was like, just do the social media reels. Just do the content for the social media. So basically, that's how we are. We're doing it basically and elevating it basically.
And in terms of like your executive board, the ones that actually with the industry connections.
Yes.
How did you mesh them together with your day ones in terms of the
so they come on board in terms of like the advisory thing, yeah. They don't really need to be heavily involved. Like the other team, like don't need to be heavily in the event team. Let's call them for the argument of this call. They don't need to be heavily involved with the advisory stuff. The advisory stuff is like, behind the scenes, advisor. How can we improve it? What worked? What didn't work? How can we make things better than A, B, and C, and better than the last time, and doing this, and this? That's what the advisory boards. And so there's no point merging them together. Like it's not. It doesn't really until like probably a week of the event or something. So that's like people know what the thing is. So they don't need to be in every meeting or anything like that. I deal with the meeting with the event team and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? There's no point. They don't need to be like that's. You know what I mean? That's just too many chefs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Whereas they merge, of course they do, but they don't merge unless they have to merge. I don't need to CC everyone into an email unless I have to do that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's more or less just doing things behind the scenes, basically, and making sure I'm making sure that gets done. Basically.
Yeah, it's a serious thing, serious operation.
Making sure things get done, because there are still some improvements. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I'll be
There's
lying
always
to you
room for
everyone
improvement.
if
You
I
know how
said,
it go.
yeah,
there's
I'll be
always
lying if I
improvement.
said, yeah, that needs to be, we're done, we can close. I could be complacent, because in this scene you can't be complacent, because there's always a competitor or someone down the road or someone doing this, someone doing that. You can't. It's just literally all systems go, but you've got to be able to have that plan in place. Those pushing those right levers, and it's all about timing as well.
Yeah. Time is a serious thing. People
Time it as
underestimate
well.
that. They
Yeah,
underestimate
you
that
can't,
time is a serious thing.
because money you can get back, but time, nah. Do you know what I'm saying? So timing, it's all about making sure things are done at a clear, concise, and being clear in the communication. Whether it's via email, whether it's being social media, whether it's being this, that, and the other. Really, realistically.
So going forward, you see with like say the small and medium enterprises that come to you for advice is obviously the events for the connections, the contacts in order to grow and get listings or maybe find a distribution deal. What kind of advice would you give them in general for all the kind of barriers and gatekeepers that to get past?
What to mean if they want to do their food, if they want to grow their brand, their
Yeah,
product,
their business and
get into retail or something.
yeah, and the food
I'll just say,
distribution.
like, build relationships. Like, start building relationships from the get-go. Whether it's like, because I don't know whether it's like you find an email and you email that person, yeah. If you send them your product, they're not going to open it. It'll be sat on their desk. They're not going to open it. They're not going to open it. So you need to find a way to be able to, like, engage with them, start a conversation with them. Yeah. Talk about, like, okay, I've got this Chris. When's the time to approach you guys? Because you got to remember, these guys are getting ambushed left, right, and center.
Yeah, of course.
If you can come with a different vibe, they'll be like, "Wow, Sean, you got. Oh no, you're different to, like, the way they are."
Yeah,
No,
you see what you said there? That's it. You see when you introduced me to Adrian and Nadia, to be fair, because Nadia Hamila.
yes.
We're in lockdown. We used to go to British Library to do the research about our industry.
Yeah.
So she obviously, when I saw her there, said, "Oh, Nadia, thing." And then obviously she said, "Oh, you see that person Colin's talking to, Adrian Boswell." She said, "Yeah, go and see him. Go and see him." So I literally was a bit, apprehensive and a bit standoffish. But then when he saw how I was, and he said, "Oh, you're not like, oh, I need to get in selfies, please, please, please." He said,
No,
I said,
that's what I'm saying.
not.
Because everyone's doing, Sean. Everyone. The moment people realize, oh, that's a buyer from X, Y, and Z, people like on it. They get accosted. They get like, "Oh, why aren't you stalking me?" Da, 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 da. If you could, not you personally, but if that person just relaxes, bruv, yeah, that person will come round. The carousel will come round again. It maybe not be tomorrow, maybe not be the day after, maybe it might even be in 6 months' time. But in that 6 months' time, when you've gone back to basis and, I don't know, it might have been you've sorted the packaging, sorted the brand, or something. I don't know. Yeah. By the time you see that person again, yeah, because sometimes you got to remind them as well. They might have seen you last week, but you got to keep reminding, because you got to remember they see different producers every single time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So it's literally just that.
I think what he liked about me when I came, they said, "Oh, I'm not sure about no mobile number or no phone number." He said, "Have an email?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And then he said, "Oh, let me see your label and that." He said, "Oh, well, the logo needs work." I said, "Funny enough, I done market research on this, and I had these 5 templates, and then I asked people on my social media which one would they prefer to see it, like if it was stocked somewhere, and they like this one." So I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah. I don't do things impulsive because I like them. I'm keen of people who part with their money to see whether they're gonna buy it." So I have no ego around that. As soon as I said that, he relaxed and said, "All right, I'm gonna give you my card. But I said, don't contact you at this time of year because Christmas is coming." I said, "You're going to be busy." So I said, "I'll contact you after New Year." He said, "What? You know that?" I said, "Cool, because I know the industry with people are desperate to get in and they're like, please, please, please." I said, "I'm not like that. I'm a big man for that. I'm not a youth man or like, oh, so I'm so desperate to think." I said, "I'm kind of considered like." So from once I was told him that, he said, "Yep, contact me around February, late February, March, and we'll have a good discussion." And I went in there. Next minute, we connected because I know. Is it Juicy D's changing from Juicy Jerk to these Sweet D's?
Oh,
Yeah, because I used to buy Caribbean takeaway from them during like 2019, 2020.
Oh,
Before they
what?
got
You
big
know
like
what?
that.
What? Troy and Shola and them
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah. So he was like, oh, so you must be from South London. I said, yeah, I'm from South London. So again, even
Small
more,
world. Yeah,
and he
yeah,
started to
yeah.
give me the nuggets with that. I never had to kind of massage him and like, oh, come on, give. He said, yeah, I like that thing. I said, I said, you probably listen to him because you're the only black food buyer I know from Selfridges. So I said, yeah, I did. I helped them get along and things like that. So he's giving me his whole history, and obviously over that time is why I used to check in with him and say, how you doing? What's been happening?
Yeah.
Without asking him about, oh, can you think? So he said, right, you keep it. I said, yeah, because I don't like the kind of manufacturing that I like to build actual relations.
Connections. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
connections, then the just thing. So again, he liked that. So he gave me a list, step by step, of what to do to get into Selvages with the jerk. Obviously not KLST, but with the jerk. So because that relation there now is giving me his actual personal mobile as well. His thing. It's a lot easier. I don't have to be, jump on the thing, email LinkedIn,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
emailing. And because of that connection now, he gets back to me rapid. So
Yeah.
I'll always keep up with him. Even if I don't succeed, I'd always keep up with him because I admire that. And obviously he likes the fact that I'm from South and the way I approached him and I wasn't pestering him and I had the right kind of composure and I took critique without being, oh, no, it's my bad. I will not do this. He liked all that. So that's a good thing. And with the events that you're doing, especially people on terms of, normalizing Joe blogs the public.
Yeah.
I'm trying to show these are the kind of people that you never know. You might be someone, like you said, cleaning a nightclub and they've got a side business that one day blow up. That's why I said I treat with everyone, regardless of their
Yeah,
position. And
you
what I
never
see them
know who the
doing
people.
with
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
Because I like to treat people how I like to be treated. Like, do unto others as you have done unto you. Yeah,
No,
so I
no,
said,
no,
if you live by this,
exactly.
you'd be surprised you get blessed and people that is not particularly close to you said, oh, I like what you're doing, you're trying. So I'll give you this nugget. I said, sometimes the information is worth more than like money because where it
Yes.
leads to. So I said, I always think, said, yeah, if you think it's the information and be giving me like, my own net to get my own fish rather than like, hey, here's one fish, one fish, one
Yeah,
fish.
no, of course.
Keep him in the yeah. So I said, people like that, they're like the salt of the earth, and this is what we're trying to connect in our kind of community of equal start, as well as the social justice stuff.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
of course.
that's why I was keen to get you on still because your journey. See, and I told people it's not. He's saying it's taking years to get there either because he's bold and he's a doer. Said this man is grown like this in this time. When I saw because I tried to get into Goldsmiths University, but my A-levels weren't good enough. When I
Yeah.
saw when I went in, they said, right, this is how the other half lives. The premise is immaculate. The way you've done it is with the auditorium and the people that come out. I said, my word. And just, like you said, the Hatchmere one, what, 11, 10 months before?
Yeah.
That's massive. So I told people, see, if you got the right team and the genuine people around you,
No, of
and
course.
your thing, you can do it. It doesn't take like people taking 20, 30 years.
Yeah, yeah, it takes time. It's just one of those ones where, like, that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, and all of that malarkey. Yeah, it's just making sure that, just touching the touch points, man, and just making sure that everything's all sorted and everything's all, just it's there basically, man, and just making sure that it's just plodding through, man. It's just keeping things ticking over. That's all it is in this doing this. It's nothing special. It's just making sure like organization. It's organized. Just getting organized. Like when like timing, organized. When to market, when to say this, when to not say this, when to let people know, to let exhibitors know, when to let this, that, and the other, and everything in between. So it's literally just that. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah, but it's your relationship building as well. Because I've seen people try to do what you've done, and it's nosedived. It's like a car crash. So it's only you and Jem I see actually take it on and said, "Raw, they've got these kind of buyers from like multinationals, corporations." I've seen people they're still like in the food markets. They might know the local market manager where they are, but they never seem to move on from there. And they're desperate to and trying to. So yeah, because you become comfortable or you're
Yeah.
fearful of approaching people that think, "Oh, they're too big for me."
No,
Or
of course, of course.
I'm like you. I would talk to anyone, regardless of how big or how low.
Yeah, that's the same with me, man. I'll chat
Or
to
small,
anyone.
should I say.
I couldn't care less, man. What this, what that, and the other. I'll chat to someone. So long as someone's not being rude or a dickhead or this, that, and the other, I'll chat to someone. Do you know what I mean? I'll chat to the person, man. Like,
And for
yeah,
me,
stand
that's
up,
like
stand
your
up.
superpower because a lot of people they said they've got all these kind of academic achievements, intellectuals, said you should be doing more. But they're fair. They're not really doers.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
communication. It's how
So
you.
they said this was hindering you, or they don't stick at it. If they get a setback, they get disheartened.
Yeah.
But see, people like me and you that we're not like that. So
No, yeah, you
I'm
just
trying
got
to
to keep
illustrate to
going,
people.
man. It's one of them ones like persistent. It's just basically just keep going, man. Like no matter what, like yes, there's gonna be obstacles. People will say no. I'm not gonna lie, like people will be like, nah, shouldn't be doing this. Nah, you can't be doing this. Nah, such and such is doing this. Nah. Then it's like, okay, cool. Such and such are doing this, but are they doing A, B, and C? No, they're not. And then you got to try and spin it and then just chat to the people that want to get involved to do A, B, and C. And then they'll find people who want to do A, B, and C. Then the people that said nah will come around and be like, no, hey, when we said no to you 18 months ago, we want in. But the same in ain't gonna be the same price that they said no to you at.
Yeah, of course, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
Proper. Yeah, I rate you for that. Yeah, of course, you have to do that. You have to do
yeah,
that.
so it's one of those ones.
But fun enough, you see how you said that. There's a thing that I'm doing. Fun enough, if we could start on like the social justice side, and there's a fella that will work with me, and we done like a little podcast for like a housing estate last year about community spaces, housing repairs. And then they thought, you know what, I'm not sure with your team, Sean, if you can take it to the next level, so I'm backing out. So I said, huh?
Yeah.
I said, just a month ago, you saying, Sean, like, I like the best thing since sliced bread. So as we're thinking now over the last year, he's kept in touch, but not. He's only doing that to see what I was doing, snooping at what I'm doing. And now he's like, oh, you've done all that. I said, yeah, because you didn't believe. So I wouldn't have you come back. I don't mind helping you in your capacity with what you're doing, where you live in the Midlands. But I would never give you that kind of position within my team again, because you're like, basically, you're not good enough. That's what you're basically saying to me. Even though you got a little £300 out of what we were doing. And he said, so I said, I can't have that. I said, I'll keep in touch, but I would never have you in my team in that circle again.
Yeah,
That tells me that you're opportunist. There's no where I was being genuine with you and think, yeah, you're my team, and I'll ride with you and go the extra mile. You wasn't like that. I was just an opportunity and a stepping stone. And now you think, but then some of them they try and say mental health issues, or they're always where I'm going. I said, yeah, but I have issues as well.
Yeah, we all have.
With my close team, said together we can resolve our issues together. A problem halved is problem solved. You see, if something I can do, I will do that for you outside of what we do day to day.
Yeah, of course. I get
what
you.
I want in my inner circle. I don't want flaky people or sometimes
don't like that's what you don't want. You want the people, that listen, are we on this thing or not? Not the ones that are like, you give people like, let me know by. They're like, okay, can you let me know by? Okay, today's Monday, but they're like, can you let me know by Wednesday? Yeah. So you give them, like, I'll get back to you Wednesday by end of play by 5 p.m. Wednesday. Yeah. So if you've got back to them and I'm like, oh, above, you spend time to think about what I said, and say you got it back to them on Wednesday at 4:30, just after 5. So you give them that little leeway, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah. So they'll think you're talking to them, get back to them at 5, but then you give them a little half an hour grace period. If you get back to them, be like, hey, Colin, did you hear about what I said on Monday? About us working on this thing. I sent you the summary and just a thing. What do you think of it? Oh, sure, no, I don't know. Then it's like, okay, don't worry, man. I don't want to force you. You're not on it. Then you move on to they're not on it. Like you've already told them. It's not like you said, oh yeah, you're on it or not, man. I need to know. Like you've given them that time to think about it. And if you say, I need to know by such and such because I need to move on with it because I'm planning it, literally, you know what I mean? It's gonna be, are you on it or not? It's gonna cost. You might need, but I don't need your money, bruv. It's just a thing, yeah. It's just like, help me with it. Your role would be finding this. My role would be finding. I'll do the outlay and I'll cut you a bit of money from the ticket or something. Your money or something. Just be there, like support. If they say no when they're going around the houses, then that's for you to be like, I told you, bro. And then when it becomes a success, and then 2 years after, they say, Sean, bro, what about? Oh, yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, bro, I asked you, bro. No, I asked you, bro. So it's and they'll be like, oh no, you did ask me, man. Like, so then it's not like I did the same as well. I asked bag of people. People were not on it. Oh yeah, no, so it's not for me. Oh. Okay, it's not for you. Great. But when it starts getting more eyes on it and that, it will be for you, but it's not going to be at the rate when I told you to come in with me. And I mean, it's going to be completely different because I've already got the people then behind the system to make it go this, that, and the other, pulling the levers and doing that. So it's not going to be the same thing. And then they'll be like, man, but I didn't know, man. I wasn't sure. Like, I didn't know it was going to be. That's the risk. That's the risk we take. That's the risk we take as business owners to be like, the risk is on us. So it goes back to what I say. So it's like, if Spill the Beans flops, it's me. Yeah, the reputation of the advisors and that, but it's me. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. It's me. Yeah, I take the whole flack. I take all the I take the whole. Oh yeah, but you know, you made a mistake. Cool. I know. I've got that now. I've got systems in place. I know that if it all goes wrong or this, that, and the other, it's me. It's not going to be the producers that came along.
Yeah,
their reputation is still intact. You just came to the event. Like, do you know what I mean? You have nothing to do. So that's why what people don't look at is that's why it's the things behind it is why, I don't know, certain people pay a premium. You've got to pay a premium because it's the reputation. If it works, it's the eyes on it. It's if it doesn't work, it's the hit that the owner takes. It's not the hit that the thing, because that said producer can still carry on. Would go to a next event. Still go away. You know what I mean? Whereas that owner, they can't go to another event owner. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's there. You know what I mean? So it's all it is. It's the reputation. So next time someone says, "Oh yeah, but you're charging that to be," if it doesn't work out, it's me. It's the pain. It's the pain cost. The cost of pain. That's what you're.
No, but to be fair, a lot of them, maybe because when you get that kind of pushback, obviously, cost of living crisis.
Yes, of course.
They're thinking, I've Colin, I know him directly, so maybe you saw me. That's probably what it is. Because I get that all the time as well. I get surely said, go on.
No, go on.
Yes, I did. Surely he said, if you want us to succeed, especially if it grows, he said, I like to look after my people.
Yeah.
So I said, if you take the short stick now, in the long run, if it blows up, like you said, and the risk and the reward comes in, then it said, you'll be the first to be looked after. It said, it's not like I haven't got pedigree at this. Obviously, when we used to be at university, when I used to sell the tickets now, I used to pay everyone beforehand, and the DJ only half in case it didn't turn up. I said, but you saw when I used to go into the profit now, I used to give you like 20% share between the rest of you, or the profits. So I said, yeah. So without you asking, isn't it? So I said, you've seen, it's not like you're taking a major risk.
Exactly.
It doesn't work. So, but like you said, it's the mindset. Some people have got the employee mindset, and some people are more entrepreneurial and enterprise. So, one of my friends said, "Yeah, you got to realize, Sean, not everyone's eagles. Some people are chickens." One guy used to go to university that I saw just fun enough on Saturday. I said, "Yeah, you're right." She said, "Yeah, you try too much with people. You need to stop doing it. Once they show you who they are, just leave them." She
literally just that. Literally, no ifs, buts, or maybes. You just gotta be in your lane. Stay whatever lane that is. Stay in your lane. Surround yourself with like family, close people, and that's it, man. And then let everyone else do their thing. Because the moment you start, you know what I mean. The moment you start like begging this person to come to your event, come and do this, come and do that, come and speak, come and exhibit, come and promote, come and sponsor. The moment you start begging them and all that and the other, that's when your whole philosophy just goes left. You just got to just keep like, know your mindset, stay in the lane, continue to do the thing. Then that's where the people, the tribe, or whatever the terminology is, will come find you. Yes, you find them, of course you do, but it's got to be the right tribe. It's got to be the right support. But then more often than not, that's when they'll come and find you. Like you just be going around your business one day and they'll just come find you, bro. But it's literally just that.
I find enough. I'm going to do not re-events too, but I want to kind of gather. You see the people that have been on Unheralded Heroes. See how we can do something in collaboration.
Yeah, I'll be on it, man.
You get more because you see like the attendees. I think because I post like when we done the October one.
Yeah,
I had that picture of you, and someone said, "Oh, look, where's that? What kind of event is that?" I said, "I sent it to you before on WhatsApp in our Black Business group." Why did they attend? And all of a sudden, when they saw me pictures with my wife and you and so forth, they're like, "Oh!" I said, "I sent that 1 week in our Black Business group every week for the last month." I said you wasn't interested, but it's now that you've seen the pictures and obviously you went there and saw the little, pop-ups, table and that the exhibiting table. He said all of a sudden now you're asking me to be like your secretary. Oh, send me that link thing. I said just type in spill the beans and you'll find it.
Mm.
Yeah, so you get that, all the time. So I'm trying to get the people that are progressive like yourself, that are straightforward, genuine, got integrity. So surely we can do something together to kind of celebrate what you're doing and get more people involved, more attendees,
Yeah, of course.
more corporations, more food buyers, more distributors in there and say, look, this is what we're doing as a collaborative partnership. And then obviously with that, I can say, look, I do a thing as well for people in needs, not in education or work. Some people that like long-term unemployed, but they've got an idea and they're not sure how to go about it. So stuff like that. That's what I'm trying to do, to connect the dots and make sure, like you said, like it's a whole ecosystem. So I said, yeah, if you want a thing to get into the food or the pet industry, said go and talk to my man Colin. And if you want to go into like say photography and film, said talk to my friend Tara at Renaissance Studios in Brixton. Yeah, so I'm trying to just do it like that.
No, sick. No,
So that's the whole vision with this platform as well. And obviously to have people that wouldn't see you day to day say, yeah, oh,
No, I'm with you, yeah.
And he's been with Sean and I see Sean with Colin. So, oh, what are they up to? And then you obviously, through the social media, you can get like the affiliate marketing, the pay to get advertising,
no, of course,
partner brands and sponsorship. So that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea.
No, of course. Makes sense, man. Makes sense.
Well, thanks for coming on today, though. I know you're busy.
No worries, man. Anytime, man. Sorry it's taken a while, bruv. But yeah.
No. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
And summing up, folks, thanks for watching. Where there's people, there is power. Justice.
Yeah, man. Time. Thanks a lot, bruv. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, bruv. Take care.